welcome back to Stitch by Stitch Recovery. My name's Harriet, hopefully as you all know, but hi to the new viewers if you're out there. This is where we talk about my stitching for, let's see, how many months has it been? I think I did a May update, so this is for June, July, August, and then hopefully it'll go back to being monthly, regularly monthly after this. I haven't had a lot of stitching done. Sorry, I'm a little sick. I don't know if you can hear it. I had a very big weekend, including a very late night on Saturday night for my best friend's hens, and someone else there was sick, and I've been battling a cold, and now it's like getting to me a little bit. So I may sniff through this. I haven't got any notes this time because I'm trying to get it done super quickly while my brother has gone to the gym. We're both at home at the moment. That will change in around a month, but I'll get to that in life updates, which will be after the stitching. So today we have whips and a teeny tiny bit of haul and then life update. So without further ado, here are the whips. It's been 3 months since I last spoke to you guys, and considering it's been 3 months, I wish I had a finish or something to like show. Because of School of Magical Stitches, I've been working on quite a few projects at the one time. I do have a new start, but a lot of my projects have not progressed as much as they probably should have in 3 months. But that's okay. Once I go back to work, I won't have as much time anyway, so they'll be slow. The first thing I worked on, and this is very close to a finish. There's going to be lots of crinkling, by the way. Apologies. The first thing I worked on is Birthstone Dragons by Ingleside Immaginarium. I've almost finished this. I probably have 100 to 200 stitches left in the border, and then all of the back stitch. So this is where I'm up to with this. Hopefully I've put in a before and after picture, but you can see January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. The only one that is back stitched is this one because I needed quite a few metallic red stitches, and I've decided to backstitch this project in metallics, which I'm sure I'll hate myself in the future for that, but I'm hoping in September. It's pegged for a few of the extra credits for School of Magical Stitches, so hopefully it will actually get finished in September. That's the aim. That's the very small aim. These are my Magical Stitches, like, extra credit planning notes, by the way, so been looking at that. The next whip I have to show you is my Haed. It's a now retired chart, artwork by John Bradley. This will eventually be a present, that's what I'm trying to say, a present for my father in the next 10 years or so. It's massive. I'm stitching this 2/1 full cross on, oh my gosh, on 18 count now, and I'm going to do a bendy stitchy and show you my highlighted chart, because honestly that's half of page 1. You're not going to be able to do anything with it anyway. I don't need that, that's good. So I've almost finished page 1. I've still got 2 ghost stitches up here. Some of it, like here, is tent stitch, but I've reverted back down to 2/1 cross stitch. I just like the look of it more, and I feel like my stitches are neater as full cross rather than half cross, basically. That had quite a few stitches in it. Hopefully I'm putting in before pictures and like, so you can see, but I'm pretty sure I got over half a page done. Maybe. From where you've seen it. Progress on that one is very slow. I don't particularly like doing it. I think because it's so big, like the Q snap's big, so I just don't like doing it. Oops. Next up is my Alpine Seasons Garden Chatelaine. I don't actually know what it's called. It's on some sort of natural linen that I don't know the name of. And this is where I'm up to. I've got quite a few. I use this for a bit of a homework. It's a bit difficult counting stitches with this. So I try not to use it for homework, but I've got to start using it for more homeworks because otherwise it's just not going to get stitched on at the moment. The needle minder, this Pooh Bear needle minder is new. He's from Chevy's Needle Minders. I believe that's the name. I've bought a few little clay ones from her recently. They're very cute. Next up we have the reader. Now I know I said it was going to be Joan, Elliott, July for July. That didn't happen. I really, excuse me, I really lost my stitching bug. For people who don't like that term, I really lost my motivation through July and August. It was a real struggle for me to stitch at all. I'm hoping that'll get better in September, but we'll see. I think a lot of it had to do with not liking some of the homework on Magical Stitches. Like a couple of the extra credits, I'm just like, I haven't got a project for this and I'm not going to start a project for it. Hopefully I've put in what it will look like as well as before pictures. But yeah, a couple of the homeworks are just very like stitch on a Christmas themed project. Almost everyone would have a Christmas themed project and I just don't, and it's not what I want to stitch. And for year 6, which we're heading into for September and October, there's stitch on a pygmy puff, and it's like, what has a pygmy puff in it? So I have to get creative with that one. There's also stitch something with a cauldron and or a potion or something else, or a beaker, and that's like, it's very specific. And thankfully I found a design that I really like that I can fit into that. But sometimes it'd be nice to have more of the ones that we had for the last week of August, where they go list 5 whips and then they choose a number using a random generator, and that's the project you stitch on. I really enjoyed that one. The last whip I have to show you, which may actually be a new start from when you guys last saw me. In fact, I think it is a new start from when you guys last saw me, is Mermaids of the Deep Blue. I never add the blue. There's the picture. It's currently my only Mirabillia slash Nora Corbett that I'm stitching, which is amazing considering how many of them I have in my stash. Please excuse all the parked threads. Oh, that's where that one went. Wondered where that was. This is where I am up to. Both needle minders are from Chevy's Needle Minder. Yes, Chevy's Needle Minders. She's on Facebook and she has really cute designs. I also don't know what fabric this is because it's like the card is tucked up in there. So I'll have to get there eventually. And then we have the project that I'm most excited about at the moment, and that is my new start. Most recent new start. I think that one, the last one we just saw, was a new start, but my most recent new start, which I started in August, is Dragon with Lighthouse from a shop on Etsy, and I cannot say her name. I know it starts with N, like the designer's name, but her shop is LoLaLotta Shop, and she has like this amazing collection of little dragons with items, and it's amazing. They're just so gorgeous. Now you'll have to excuse the fact it's on the stand. It's also very messy. I was planning on stitching on this before I was like, oh, I really should film a video while no one's home and I won't get interrupted. So this is where I'm up to with this. I have the little ship and the beginnings of one of the waves. This stitches up, what did I just drop? A needle. I have lost so many needles recently. I can't pick him up. I need, there we go. That's what needle minders are for. Yeah, just again, this design is absolutely, it's just gorgeous. I love her designs so much. They're really like amazing. Sorry, I have my messenger notifications on, and in Magical Stitches we're going through a pop-up event at the moment in the group, and I haven't done any stitches on it. I'm trying to pace myself, I guess, and it's only active for another 4 hours or so. But someone's just popped up and said, I've done almost 500 stitches, which is amazing. Congratulations. I was trying super hard to be able to get all the points, but then my stitchy bug left and I just couldn't figure out some for the prompts. So I couldn't this time. But I did the time before. I did for book 4. I got 3 points away from being able to get the total amount you could get. So I was very proud of that. But this time I won't be quite so good. But that's okay. You can only do what you can do. And I really shouldn't be making it as competitive as I have made it. Stitching is for fun, not for competing. And I stitch pretty slowly anyway. So, I am having fun doing it. I kind of like having that target. Didn't think I would, but I like having that, oh, I need to get this many done. So yeah, haven't started my ultimate stitching at all. I have finished my ultimate reading. I was very proud of myself for that. It was a lot of books. So yeah, so that's all my whips, I think. Haven't stitched on ABC dragon, dinosaurs, no dragons. Oh, hang in there, kitty. I have my whip box under here. Except I don't have hang in there, kitty. Uh-oh. Guys, this project just like is the bane of my existence. Seriously. Is it there? No. So hang in there, kitty, by dimensions, should be my smallest whip, my easiest whip, and just like my no stress whip. I have frogged over 1,200 stitches on this stupid thing and restarted it twice. I've now run out of 2 colours, so I looked up the DMC conversions and was like, oh, this will do. One of them's really good and the other one's not quite so good. The bad thing is I actually have no idea where this whip is. Absolutely none. So I will have to show you it next time. Hopefully it's a finish next time. It's almost complete. I will insert a picture of where I'm at now to show you because I can't find it. But I have frogged so much of this project, it's not funny. It's just like, it's doing my head in. So no wonder I can't find it. Yeah, this project, man. So yeah, so that's all my whips. Now if we move on to haul, I had this was one of my haul items, and then I have 4 more designs by the same designer. I just finished printing them out. Her name, so this is the next one I'm going to start, but I probably won't start it until October maybe, depending on how excited I get about it. So her name is there. I think it's like Nadezhda Kazarina, maybe. And this is one of the other designs. It's called Potion Keeper. It's so cute. I am actually hoping that I can use this to stitch on for Pygmy Puff, because like it's cute and it's reddy pink. But I think it might be a stretch. We can see. The next one, I should have separated them all out. And I need to save these all to my Google Drive so that oh, there's glare. Let me move this light. That didn't work, but that's okay. So this one is Dragon with Lilies. My handwriting's so messy. The next one, and apart from Dragon with Potions or Potion Keeper, they're all like the same colour scheme, which, yeah, it's my colour scheme, let's face it. Blue, navy, bit of green. This is Dragon with Pearl, which is super cute. Super, super cute. And then there is Dragon on the Moon, who is so cute. So, so cute. So yeah, that was my pattern haul. And then I did get some more needle minders from, don't know where this one's from, but I have a feeling it's Chevy's Needle Minders, but it may have been from House of Men. But now I can't remember. So I got little Rapunzel. She's very cute. I got, and I should have done this before, but I didn't, so apologies. Little brunette girl, whose hair I absolutely adore. Her eyes are very wonky. I didn't notice that. So it's just the way she's sitting. Her eyes don't look wonky in real life, but there they look very odd. Sorry. And then to go with my little Eeyore with a pumpkin on his head, I got a little Pooh Bear as well. And then I did get a little Night Fury one, but her head came off in the post, so she's, oh gosh, it's a bit horrific. Hopefully you don't have children watching. So it's a little Light Fury from How to Train Your Dragon 3. I love that series. Its head does come off. I have to glue him back together. It was no fault of the shops. It was just Australia Post was shit. There's her card. She has really great designs, like really good ones. Her customer service is excellent. When I told her that the Light Fury had come in with its head broken off, she offered to refund it and send another one, and I was like, no, that's fine. I can just glue it together. You don't need to send another one. Like, it's not your fault. You didn't send it broken. And she's just, yeah, she's been completely fabulous. She's very, like, on the ball with everything. You place the order and, like, a day later, not even, it ships. It's great. Yeah, really recommend her Needle Minders. Okay, so that was haul. Ta-da! All done. Well, I bought some threads because I didn't have quite a few for the dragon, the 2 dragons, but haven't. I'm not going to show you like 30 DMCs. You've all seen them. I still can't find my cross-stitch box with my DMC thread card in it, which is a shame because that was $80, and I think I may have to invest in another one because I cannot find that box. I have a feeling I may have left it at my ex's place, but I don't know, and I don't want to contact him again to check. We left things on good terms, but the more I go on, there's a bit of residual anger there that, yeah, just some of the things that's happened since we broke up. It's like, well, why couldn't you have done that while we were together? But that's all right. Yeah, we've both moved on. As you can see, no, this is life updates now, by the way. There is no more cross stitch. Yeah, there's no more cross stitch, I don't think. Oh, maybe I should talk about plans. Plans are just to keep stitching whatever I feel like stitching. For magical stitches, I've figured out, because we're now in September, I've figured out half my extra credit reading and half my extra credit projects. I'm going to try and tie the reader to something royal for the year 6 extra credit stitching. I don't know if that's too much of a stretch, but she's dressed royally And blue and purple were royal colours in medieval times, and she's from then, so hopefully that works. For something in a collection, I'm going to stitch on Dragon with the Lighthouse. There's 10 to 12 dragon pictures, designs that I think fit into that collection. It's not an official collection, but it is a collection. For 500 stitches on something whose designer starts with a letter from Snape, I'm going to stitch Dragon with Lighthouse because the designer's first name starts with N. I have not got something that looks like a pygmy puff yet. I really wish they'd make that less specific, but that's okay. For 500 stitches relating to, I'm reading, by the way, I can't remember them off the top of my head. For some 500 stitches that's on something related to a spider, I'm going to go with silk. So spiders make silk, their webs. And I'm going to use the reader who is wearing a silk dress for that. I did have another idea for that, and I can't remember what that idea was, so that's the one I'm going to go with now. For 500 stitches on something related to love or in red or pink, I'm going to stitch on Dragon with Potion. There's lots of red in that. Lots and lots. For 500 stitches on something with a cauldron, beaker or potion, I'm going to stitch on Dragon with Potion. I bought that design for that particular task. For stitch on something related to one of the Horcruxes, I'm going to stitch on the reader. She is reading and there's a book next to her, and I'm saying that that book is Tom Riddle's diary. For stitch on a design that starts with H, B or P, for Half-Blood Prince, I'm going to stitch on Birthstone Dragons. I will have to put in 1,000 backstitch, but that's alright. I think that'll cover at least 2 of the dragons. So hopefully, because I'm trying to do that, it'll get done. For stitching on 500 half stitches or back stitches for the Half-Blood Prince, I'm going to go on Birthstone Dragons again. So hopefully with over 1,500 back stitch, I'm hoping that will get me there. That's a lot of back stitch, but that'll be okay. And then when I watch Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, I'm going to stitch on Dragon with Lighthouse again. So they're my plans. The only one I don't have a solid one for is stitching on something that looks like a pygmy puff, but that's okay. Yeah. Sorry about that. For reading, I really only have half of them laid out. So, and I'm just hoping that I get to them. I do not yet have a book with a potion on the cover. For read a book with a first kiss, I'm going to read The Amber Spyglass by Philip Pullman, which is part of his Dark Materials series. Excuse me, let me just have a drink. The main character in that has a first kiss at the end, from what I can remember, because I have read it before, so I'll be rereading it. She has her first kiss with the other main character from the second book and this book, so that counts. Read a book with the word vow in the title. I'm going with the easy option, which is The Vow by Kim and Cricket Carpenter. I'm not sure it'll be my kind of book, but I'm just gonna read it. It should be pretty easy to read. Read a book where a main character dies. Spoiler alert, in My Sister's Keeper by Jodi Picoult, the main character dies. It's very sad. Very, very sad. And there is a movie based on it. And then for number 5, read a book that switches from past to present throughout the whole book. I'm going to read The Time Traveler's Wife. I'm fairly certain that it switches as he travels through time. So hopefully that works. If it doesn't, if I read it and I feel like it doesn't fit that prompt very well, it can actually work for a different book. Can't remember which book it is, which one it is, but it can work for another one. Read a book with one of the Horcruxes mentioned in it. List the page number and sentence. I have no idea. I will probably get to halfway through October and then go searching through other people's posts for books that they've read. And then pick one from there. For read a book where something is hidden, I will most likely be reading a murder mystery book because who did it is hidden. But I haven't got a specific book yet for that. For read a book where the author's initials are RS, I don't have a book yet. Hopefully I will. It shouldn't be too hard. For read a book with a red or green cover, there was someone who very nicely posted in the Hufflepuff chat a book cover for Emma by Jane Austen, and it's pretty much all green. So I'm reading Emma, which I've read several times, but Jane Austen is just timeless to me. But in saying that, I've only actually read Emma and Pride and Prejudice. I haven't read Sense and Sensibility. I think I tried to read it and I just couldn't. And then I haven't read Persuasion. And I haven't read the others. And now I'm thinking about it, I can't remember how many other books she has. Which is really bad because I would have said that I was well, I can't say I'm a Jane Austen nerd because I haven't read all of her books. I've read 2.5, 2.25 of her books. I'm a Pride and Prejudice nerd. I'm an Emma nerd. Like, I could probably step everything out for, like, lay every plot out, every plot point out. There's also some pretty good Pride and Prejudice fan fiction that's been released over the last couple of years that I've been reading that I absolutely love. Sharon Latham has a really good series about what happened after they got married, and Abigail Reynolds has a whole bunch of like what if books. So what if Mr. Darcy hadn't have been such a dick at their first meeting? What if Mr. Darcy had compromised Elizabeth while they were still at Netherfield Park? Stuff like that. And it's quite good. So, yeah, a lot of them are quite racy. They're not Mills and Boons level racy, but they're quite, like, some of them, a few of them go into quite a lot of detail, which you wouldn't expect from Pride and Prejudice. Yeah. Pride and Prejudice with zombies is also pretty good. That's a good movie too. So yeah, and then the last one, read a book where the main character collects things. I don't have anything for yet. I'm sure I'll find something. I'm a couple of books into my extreme reading challenge. I chose option B, which kind of regretting because you can't double up books, but it was the more interesting one. So yeah, and I'm quite enjoying that. My next book to tackle from that is read a book that intimidates you. So I'm going to read Charles Darwin's Origin of the Species, just because he's one of my idols, but his book is so technically complicated, and it's very old-fashioned to speak, so it takes a bit to get through. So yeah, so they're my extra credit stitching and extra credit reading plans for year 6. So life update now. As you can tell, I'm a little bit sick, but it's just a cold. It's actually really oddly good to have a cold, and like it's showing me that my body is fighting off the infection. So well done, little immune system. I've had my vaccinations up to as if I was a 4-month-old baby. So my next round of vaccinations are in November, which I'm not looking forward to. Meningococcal vaccinations are so painful. That's not my door. And like for a week afterwards, I couldn't lift my arms above here. So that was interesting. But I'm glad I don't have another set for a while. I understand why babies cry now. Yeah, it's not very fun. I'm also down to seeing my specialist every 2 months. I've been in remission for 9 months now, which is incredible. It's my birthday on Thursday, and honestly, before I started all my treatments, it was kind of made to seem like I wouldn't really reach this birthday. So the fact I'm here and I'm so healthy, and I'm so much stronger is just amazing. Yesterday, Mum, Dad and I and my brother went for a walk in the Chatelaine rainforest, and like looking back 6 months ago, I wouldn't have been able to even make it 100 meters. And yesterday we did 5k easily, and I could have kept going. We only turned back because we hadn't had lunch and we didn't bring any food with us. So that wasn't very smart, but like I'm really kicking some goals at the moment with my recovery and getting back to normal and everything. So it's really good. If anyone, don't know what that noise is. If anyone has any idea what to do with curly hair, could you please tell me? I've never had hair with this much volume or body or life. If I can find a nice picture that I actually want shown that shows my hair, I'll put it in. My hair was pin straight. Like, I never needed a hairdryer, not a hairdryer, I needed a hairdryer quite often. I never needed a straightener. If I ever tried to curl it, the curls fell out in like 30 minutes, even with hairspray. Yeah, how do people... I just need some tips. It's like, and is it supposed to feel like koala fur? I don't remember my hair feeling like koala fur. But I'm very glad I have hair again. Very glad. Yeah, it needs a trim somehow. It's getting quite long now. I straightened it on the weekend for my friend's hen's party. And it was was alright. It was a bit weird, but that's alright. I'll be ticking off my last back to normal thing at the very beginning of October. I'm going back to work in October. I'm so excited. I know I said I'd never go back to Kmart, but I'm going back to Kmart, and I'm actually excited to go back to Kmart. I've realised that a lot of my issues at Kmart were of my own making. Yes, the expectations of me were very high, but I allowed them to be that high, and I allowed them to keep growing. I'm going back with a much more reasonable view of how much I can do and how much I should be able to do. And I will be able to keep an eye on myself this time as well. And I won't be using work as a way of avoiding being at home. So that'll be good. I'm also not going in with pressure on myself. I've come to realise that what you think society expects of you and what society does expect of you can be two very different things. Because I had high expectations of myself, I thought everyone had that sort of expectation, which is not true. And my plan has, like my life plan has gone to shit, so it really doesn't matter. And like, yeah, it just doesn't matter. I'm much more happy within myself and comfortable within myself now. So hopefully that will really help. I'll only be going back part-time at the beginning, and then I'll work my way up. And then once my parents and I come back from Europe next year, we'll see what happens with work. Yeah, I'll be with them for that long anyway. And then once I come back there's no point moving out before I go to Europe, because I'll just be paying for rent for 5 weeks when I'm not even here. Haven't told work that I'm going out away for that long yet, but I will eventually. It's basically non-negotiable at this stage. I'm going to Europe. Nothing is going to stop me. Even if I get sick again, I will be going to Europe. If I get sick again, then that's basically... if I get sick again, I'll probably never be able to go to Europe. So I will be going to Europe before I start treatment. I don't care. I'm doing that for me, selfishly. Sorry, my brother came home, so I'm going to cut this short. Yeah, going back to work in October, going to Europe next May, which I'm looking, well, Europe is Rome, Sorrento in Italy, London, the Lake District, London again for 5 weeks. So that'll be amazing. Yeah, so I'm going to end it here. I think I had something else to say, but I can't remember what it was. I hope you all enjoy your stitching for the next however long until I see you again. I plan to. Yeah,